This happened over Black Friday. A new Canon M6 Mark II. Hello everybody, this is Eddie Minaya from Eddie Knows TV, bringing you today a review of the Canon EOS M6 Mark II in 5 minutes. Coming up. So over the Thanksgiving weekend, I saw this camera, the M6 Mark II, for $8.99 at Best Buy. So I was like, man, wifey, let me borrow your Best Buy credit card, and I bought it for 12 months, no interest with payments, and I received it a few days later. While I was doing my research about cameras, I was working before with a Canon T6. And that camera is a really basic camera. The pictures were okay. The video quality wasn't great. So what I wanted to upgrade to something better, something that gave me a lot more options for video. There are a lot more options for photography. And while I'm new to this camera and I'm new to mirrorless cameras, I'm actually not new completely to cameras themselves or photography. Let me tell you a little history about me. This is about 24 years ago. I started with this camera. This is a Pentax P30. It's a manual camera and it's also a film camera. So it's a 35mm camera, and I just realized this camera is probably about 25 years old, if not maybe a little older. And there's film in here. Makes me wonder what pictures I have in here that I haven't developed in so long. But either way, this was my first camera, and I experimented a lot with this back in the day, and it was fun. And then I put it down, and then I was doing design work for a while, so I have a good eye for photography. Just you know, and I got used to just more like stock photography than anything else. So a few years later, more like 10 years later, I decided to pick up a Sony camera. I wanted to get a digital camera. This was my first digital camera, and this is a Sony model Vario Sonar. It's really a camera, and what caught my attention about this camera back then was that you could put one of those mini CDs on the back, and that would be almost like your card. So you'll be able to put the CD in here, and that records the video or the photos. The videos, I remember, was being, back then, you know, this is like 10, 15 years ago, it was awesome. But obviously when I turned it on, when I started to want to do more photography recently, I realized that this just was too old for me to use today. So that's when I upgraded to the Canon T6. And then that was about a year ago, and now I decided, okay, let me pull the plug on getting a better camera. I narrowed my choices to mirrorless camera. I wanted something that felt small, and I end up with two choices, really, two cameras. One was the one I got, the Mark II M6, and the other one was the M50. Once I compared them both and I realized what I really wanted, I've realized that this one was going to give me the options that I wanted. One was the option to be able to shoot up to 120 frames per second. The M50 doesn't allow you to do that. Now it allows you to shoot at 120 frames per second, but it is with no sound. But it does give you a very slow, very smooth transition. There was also a very recent software update that is going to allow you to record at 24 frames per second, which is it was something new. It was a new software update that was recently done. And also this camera can shoot up to 14 frames per second. That's very fast shutter speed for just 1 second. It is faster than the M50, so again, I wanted to have a lot of options for videography and photography, so that was another reason why I thought this was a better camera. Also, I hear a lot about these cameras when you record on 4K that it crops it, and when it crops it into to a smaller view. So this camera, the M6 Mark II, does not. So I wanted to have that option as well. And sincerely, price-wise, it wasn't that much more. So I paid $8.99. It came with a 15 and 45 lens, and it also came with the electronic viewfinder, which is a tiny little thing that you put over the camera, and as you get closer, it turns on. I think that if it didn't come with the camera, I don't think I would have paid. I think it's $120 just by itself. So it's nice to have. It's just not necessarily for me a deal breaker. Now the lens that came with is a 15 to 45. It's an okay lens. It's what I'm using right now to record this video. But I don't think it's, if you are into photography, I think it's something that you want to look into getting other lenses, and I wanted to get something that had more of a wider view. So I looked online, did some research and some reviews, and I end up finding or hearing a lot about this lens. This is a brand called Rokinon 12 millimeters. So I bought it. In this video, I'm not going to give you the review of this or the things that I had to do to the camera to make it work, because this is a manual lens. I wanted to kind of keep it more about the camera. I hope this video really helped you. If you're deciding between the M50 or the M6 Mark II, to allows you to maybe compare the two and help you to make a decision between the two cameras. I think they're both great. I've heard a lot of good things about the M50. I've read a lot of reviews that are great about the M50s, and I know there's a lot of people that really like the M50. I just wanted the additional options that the M6 Mark II gave me. I found it for $200 less at Best Buy, which and at the end it wasn't that much more. And I was able to get it for 12 months, no interest, with Best Buy credit card. So that was also a great way to buy it. So I hope you liked it, and I hope I helped you in some way to make a decision, and I'll talk to you soon.